first gunshots, I thought somebody was constructing, you know?
Out of a movie.
Unbelievable.
In 2020, the Cameron Peak wildfire, largest wildfire in Colorado state history, most of which burned in the Poudre River watershed. The landscape was pretty severely impacted. In July of 2021, the Black Hollow debris flow.
Power of that water was astonishing, the size of the boulders and the debris that came down.
The river was just choked with sediment. It was running black as black, and it actually just suffocated fish. We lost all fish for 20 miles downstream.
It was catastrophic.
Stock between here and Eggers, and then come and meet us right back at this location.
Ready?
Today we're stocking 108,000 rainbow trout. To rebuild the fishery is a lot of work, and it takes many years to do so. Today we're stocking 1 to 2 inches, so they're age 0, rainbow trout.
Is there any room left? Well, I fished the Poudre River. I'm a member of Rocky Mountain Flycasters. And the conservation and service work they do is very important. It's important to me to protect the fishery, so for as many years as I'm able, I can continue to fish up here with success.
The fisheries are important, both in terms of just the overall health of the ecosystem of the Poudre River. Fish are important to that, as well as providing recreational opportunities and angling.
If you're not a fisher person, if you like to hike or whatever you want to do in the outdoors, there are ample opportunities to volunteer to help protect the area that you enjoy the most.
Good luck, little fishies.
It's absolutely worth it.
Quite brisk,
Cold.
but well worth it. Best way to start off the day.
Welcome to 2024, people.
Well, we were going to go ice skating, but since there wasn't ice skating, we decided to do this instead.
Good way to kick off the new year.
Good morning, here we go. You're thinking right now, am I crazy? Yes, I'm crazy.
You gotta do the most challenging thing first, then everything else becomes easier afterwards.
And so much fun. What the proceeds go to, the energy, I mean, come on. I haven't jumped in a lake since I got here.
Great atmosphere, everybody's super
Yeah.
nice, and
Good
we're
way to
excited
kick
get
off
wet.
the new year.
Great way to start. Feel better after I did it.
You're missing out if you're not out here, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen.
Happy 2024.
A normal day at the Denver Botanic Gardens involves admiring the plants, not cutting into them with chisels.
We wanted to see what it turned out like after they carved it.
Halloween isn't a normal day.
I like the themes that they've got on it with the spider and the kind of whimsical flowers.
And this is far from a normal pumpkin.
I can't imagine trying to have enough space to be able to grow a pumpkin that big.
We're carving this giant pumpkin. It's a little over 1,600 pounds. We're doing a botanical team.
But this is right in Willie Tooze's wheelhouse.
I've been doing carvings for over 15 years. I actually was on a show in 2020 for Food Network, Outrageous Pumpkins, and the finale was my pumpkin was 1,600 pounds. Just like this one, but it's just a little bit taller.
A second place finish there put him first in line to take on one of the biggest pumpkins ever grown in Colorado.
A really big concern this morning, thinking, I just hope it's not a frozen pumpkin. It's really hard to do because it's just mushy and it's not gonna be easy. You can see some of the areas that's still kind of wet.
It might be far from the jack-o'-lantern on your porch, but it is still a pumpkin in Colorado weather and might not exactly last very long.
I think this is just a really great opportunity for the community to come out and support the gardens.
And they did, checking out a pumpkin and a skill, the best of anything but normal.
I think it's really cool. Just this size of pumpkin, you don't get to carve it every day. I enjoy it, so it's really fun.
Denver Dream Center, here come the Hope Dealers. And we call ourselves Hope Dealers because we want to spread a little bit of hope in the street. Come on, man, get you some. Anybody need a new coat or some hand warmers? We come out in the streets every single day and love on these people. Here you go, my man. Hope this warms you up.
Mike Johnson and his team know what people need.
You're welcome. Most of us has been out here on the streets. Most of us has been in the exact same place these people are. I was previously incarcerated, so I knew while I was in there, I just wanted to turn my life around.
Now,
you guys need some coffee?
He walks the streets with hot coffee, warm coats, and an openness to listen.
We'll sit down with you and figure out what we can, it's all about relationships, building relationships. It's not about enforcing people. It's not about telling them where they can and can't be. It's about seeing them and meeting them where they're at
Mike and his crew work for the Denver Dream Center, a nonprofit partnering with Denver on the new Yellow Vested Ambassadors program. The goal? Keep downtown safer and cleaner.
We love working with our city and bringing people together for the common good to do good.
For Pastor B, doing good means connecting with community.
It's sort of a wraparound service approach that we want to identify an individual, what their need is, and it might be mental health, it could be addiction that they're walking through, it could be isolation or just something bad happened.
I'm blessed, man.
Now, wearing their yellow vests, the Dream Center is ready to respond to calls for help.
Whether it's the 311 hotline or it's the Clean and Safer Denver app, it'll go right to our guys.
They know who we are. They see us coming. They've seen it so much, right? They've seen us help people and point them in the right direction and get them set up and get them the resources they need, that they know that we're credible and they know that we're here to help and that we love them, and that's the only reason we're out here.
Reporting for Denver 7.
Stay warm, okay?
70 years is a long time. 1 second is not.
I do. I watch Channel 7.
Vicky Talvey is what you'd call a loyal viewer. So when our station launched a 70th anniversary promo commercial,
our story started 70 years ago.
Naturally, she saw it.
I was on the couch talking to my sister. TV was on, Channel 7, and I saw my dad, like just that quick second.
This 1 second of a weatherman.
I told her, I said, oh my God, I just saw Dad. And she's like, really? Why? What do you mean? I said, he's on TV. He was on a commercial.
Vicky's dad worked at Channel 7, starting back in the 50s.
His name is Vernon Albert Timian, and they called him Tim most of the time.
And he was no ordinary weatherman.
He was an engineer supervisor.
He wasn't a weatherman at all.
So my son's like, I bet you they were doing a camera thing. They had, they just got it built up, and they're like, Tim, just go ahead and pretend like you're a weatherman.
That 1 second of commercial.
My dad, who's been gone for, it'll be 28 years in September,
had Vicky wanting more.
You need to try to get a hold of Channel 7 and get that footage, and found the creative producer, James
Doherty.
I did a lot of the digging.
He helped put that commercial together.
They reached out and they said, hey, there's like a second in this promo of yours. Is there more of it? And it was the reality is, yeah, there was a lot more of it.
Oh, I love this.
James sent that lot more, and we watched it with Vicky.
And he just gets so goofy. I don't know where the bongo drums came from, but that's just so my dad.
An engineer in a bow tie hamming it up in front of the camera.
There's his little clouds, I guess. Oh, I played that over and over, and I can't tell you how many times, and just sitting here smiling.
Some of these are pretty cool.
Back at the station, James, now knowing who Tim was and what he did, kept digging.
Originally, this was one of our favorite photos when we found it. It turned out this was him.
This one's from James.
This photo and many others of Tim from the station archives Vicky had never seen. Others brought back even more memories.
This is the wives of all the engineers that worked for Channel 7.
Including Tim's wife, Wanda, who's now 92 years old.
At Denver 7.
Her husband gone for 28 years.
TV station.
Yet in that second, a single, subtle smile.
She did smile. She did say, oh yeah, that's Tim.
And at 92, that memory might be the best thing to come from a quick clip of an engineer in a bow tie.
And it's like, here's my mom, 92 years old. It was just like all the life and the happiness and the smiles.
Oh, the bongo drums.
This just meant everything to me.
It took Channel 7 70 years on TV to get to this commercial. It took 1 second to bring a family together.
We have been talking about my dad since we saw that commercial. It brought up a lot of happiness and a lot of funny times, a lot of smiles, a lot of love. This was just the best gift to me.
We can say hi to him every morning.
A picture worth 1,000 words hangs in the hallway of Sabrina and Jeff Aston's Colorado Springs home. Words they wish they could say to their son, Daniel.
I wish we could have had more time with you. I'm grateful for the time we had because he was a great kid. But I wish we would have had more.
Instead, they spend time staring into his sweet smile and blue eyes, adding mementos to this memorial to keep his life
These are his glasses from a long time ago. I found them the other day, so I put them out.
And love for others alive, 1 year after he was shot and killed while bartending at Club Q.
It feels like yesterday.
They were knocking on the door. And I didn't want to answer it because I knew what was, I now know what those mothers and wives of the military people, feel.
Sabrina Aston, Daniel's mother, says the shock has shifted to sadness as she shuffles through old photos, recalling how Daniel, born as Delaney, showed early signs of knowing they were trans.
She refused to wear dresses and hated pink. And I said, what's wrong? This is at 3.
At night, her mind wandering, wondering if there was anything she could have done to keep her baby safe.
And he loved Club Q, and I said, why don't you get a regular 8 to 5 job? You know how moms are. And he said, Mom, I love Club Q. And he'd said that shortly before this happened.
Sabrina says Daniel came out right before college, eventually undergoing hormone replacements and top surgery.
People always think that trans people are disturbed or whatever. The only time that he was sad was when he was a teenager, when he was, coming up, and he was still in this in-between stage.
The Astons discovering Daniel's inner thoughts through his poetry, words Daniel is leaving behind for them.
I may always be a lover poem, but that is just the way things go. I am soft and I will always be soft. This world will never tame me. This world will never make me hard.
In Colorado Springs, I'm Claire Lavazorio.
It's the kind of person that the world is lost now because of hate.
For Denver 7.